Okay, can you still hear me talking? Hello, I'm Myron Curtis in real life, but I answer to just about anything because I spent 36 years in the retail industry before becoming an educator in the computer science industry. My avatar, Dark Eagle, bears the Native American name of my Blackfoot Nation. He's also a little bit thinner than I am in real life. My topic today is attracting women into STEAM careers. It's a puzzle that I've been helping the community colleges I now serve, 7 of them, to try to solve. Here's some quotes from one of USA's experts on attracting women into STEM-related career paths. She's actually pretty good, I've met her. If we ever want to increase the percentage of women in STEM, we need female role models. Oops, let me scroll this down, sorry. I'm trying to read while I put this in my note card reader. Okay. And those female role models have to be models that women and girls can identify with. Prospective students need to see that there are women just like them thriving in these jobs. It's contemporary women who will inspire today's women and girls to pursue STEM careers, not the famous women from history. So I've lost my place here, I apologize. Okay, now I am. Prospective female students need to see that there are women just like them thriving in STEAM jobs or STEM jobs. Rosie the Riveter is an important for all students to know about, great historical figure. Yet if you really want to recruit more female students into welding today, Rosie probably isn't the best role model. Okay. Outreach to recruit students to your STEM programs needs to be extremely targeted to be effective. Broad recruitment strategies rarely work, while very focused strategies can work in under a year. If your brochures, posters, flyers, and other outreach materials don't appeal to female students, then all the time and resources that went into those materials will simply go to waste. Okay. 3 key mistakes. No images of female role models on the brochures, only featuring male models. No clear call to action. Lack of career information. And this is from Donna Milgram, who's the Executive Director, Institute for Women Trades, Technology, and Sciences. I've met her. She's actually very, very engaging as a speaker. And her project is an NSF grant-funded Women Tech project. Her statements, while seemingly simple, are far more complex than they sound. What educators, industry leaders, politicians, and parents are starting to realize is that we have allowed our world to continually define women as simply incapable of precise, organized thought, physical competency, or dependability and durability in the workplace, even though the facts simply don't show that. Far too often I'm stunned to hear a young woman or lady state that she just isn't good at math or science when she reaches middle school, even though those were the subjects she excelled at up to that time. So what happened? Perhaps this encounter I had with one of my colleagues will offer a clue to what happened. I was discussing women in STEM with a small group at one of my colleges when a young woman, a college math instructor, chimed in that girls were simply not able to understand math as well as boys. They were simply more determined to do their work. Really? I couldn't believe that. I was so angered by that statement, I had to walk away. But I later realized she had just identified a major problem that we have to solve. It isn't that girls are not good at the skills included in STEM-related jobs, but rather we keep telling them that they aren't, that it isn't cool for them to be, and it certainly isn't sexy. We do that through almost everything they encounter: TVs, movies, ads, friends, parents, and yes, even through the attitudes of our instructors. Fixing that is going to take much more than just another public awareness campaign. It's going to take a complete shift in our global consciousness. This is not new. People have been trying desperately to fix this for decades, but now there's a difference. There are millions of jobs available in STEM careers right now that are going unfilled. And even if every man studying STEM-related coursework were to graduate tomorrow and get jobs, we would still not have enough qualified people to fill all those jobs. The need for women to enter STEM workforce is very real and very critical. Nothing changes mankind's consciousness as quickly as desperate need. So we have a rare opportunity. What must we do to seize it? In Donna's above statements, we find some direction to take. Women at all ages need to be made aware of practical opportunities within their reach, especially locally. That reach could be defined by geography, internet access, family, or even community ties. They must also be made aware that they are perfectly able to do those jobs, and it's more than acceptable for them to work in these fields. All potential employees, both men and women, need to be educated about the good they can achieve in STEM fields. We just have completely ignored that. Finally, we need to make a shift in our definition of the careers normally classified as STEM. More and more employers are seeking employees who are not just qualified to do the basics of their jobs, but who are also creative, coherent, personable, and motivated to improve. Every employee faces a customer in today's markets. I have manufacturers tell me that even if they're making a simple gear, It has to look good and feel right, or else the customer won't purchase it. Such considerations are even more critical when items are being sold online and must catch the customer's attention quickly. So we need to include the arts in the STEM definition, and not just graphic arts. Employers want people who can take all the elements of a product and make them not only work, but to be appealing as well. This is even more critical in digital careers. For example, companies are unwilling to settle for a website that looks nice, but doesn't do anything productive. Now, all the images, the verbiage, any sound or video, and all the menus have to work together to basically tell the story that that website is meant to convey to its visitors. It isn't enough to be a good coder. You have to be a creative, coherent, and concise artist who's also a good coder. So it is the STEM must become STEAM to include art, because art is the passion that gives STEAM power. It's the fire that heats everything up. Well, there's an advantage in this for this. While we have been fibbing to women, and we have been, all this time about how poorly we expect them to perform in STEM careers, we've been trying to appease them by pushing them into more artistic endeavors. Ironically, that could actually make them more qualified for STEM careers or STEAM careers than many of their male counterparts. Now, if we could only convince them to learn the other skills they need. We have the need, we have a general idea about what we need to do to attract women into STEAM careers, and we even have some proven ideas that will help us retain them in training until they're ready to go to work. So what are the details? Media campaigns that show women striving in STEAM pathways are becoming more common, but we really need a lot more of those. We need to convince TV, movie, and game producers to improve the image of women they portray more often. We need to identify career paths that are in reach people in our communities and point them out to women, or we have to actually find ways to broaden the reach of our communities so that their members can access these jobs, a lot of them online. In fact, I just read a report that says by 2020, 50% of the American working public will be working remotely. We, of course, want to encourage everyone, including women, to pursue jobs that let them make a positive difference in our world, even if it's only at a local level, because every bit helps. We have to educate our community members so that they realize that women are not only capable of doing well in these jobs, but they're also desperately needed. Those are all important aspects of this project, but we need to start with girls at a young age and pull all those aspects together in a fun, productive environment. Girls Who Code was a great program, is precisely that kind of project. This is their approach. It started as an experiment and has grown into a national movement here in the United States. Girls Who Code has gone from 20 girls in New York to 10,000 girls in 42 states. That's the same number of girls who graduate each year with a degree in computer science. That's progress. They are proud to say that they're not just aiming to close the gender gap, they're actually doing it. And when girls who code when girls learn to code, they become change agents in their communities because they're showing people that they can do this. Whether it's a game to illustrate the experience of an undocumented immigrant or a website to provide free college prep, these girls create technology that makes the world a better place. We have to believe in girls' unlimited potential. Tech jobs are among the fastest growing in the country, yet girls are still being left behind. We all know this. With the interest in computer science, while the interest in computer science ebbs over time, the biggest drop-off happens between the ages of 13 to 17. The gender gap in the computing industry has actually been getting worse since the 1980s. By 2020, there will be 1.4 million jobs available in computing-related fields, and U.S. graduates are on track to fill 29% of those jobs. Women are only on track to fill 3% of those jobs. Girls Who Code was founded with a single mission: to close the gender gap in technology. They are building the largest pipeline to future female engineers in the United States. The Girls Who Code alumni are now majoring at the top computer science universities across the nation. 65% of the club's participants say they are considering a major or minor in computer science because of Girls Who Code. 90% of the Girls Who Code summer immersion program participants said they were planning to major or minor in computer science or closely related field. That's pretty amazing. 60 out of 60 top companies have pledged to hire Girls Who Code alumni. That's astounding. This is a model that works. And there are similar programs for science, engineering, and math. One that I really like is MESA. We need to expand on those. In my day job, I'm what's called a Deputy Sector Navigator for ICT and Digital Media. I serve 7 colleges in a regional consortium that serves 15 colleges. We are working on taking the Girls Who Code program and hosting it at all of our campuses or other school district facilities. It won't be easy, but we have the funding and we have the passionate drive to make it happen. So, Girls Who Code will soon become an integral part of education in the far northern regions of California. That'll be wonderful. However, we can't just let it end there for our girls. We will also need to build a system that encourages girls to continue studying and preparing for jobs and STEAM careers. What should that system look like? How should that be maintained and evolved? Those are questions I need to get people talking about. I need those answers. We'll also need methods of determining the success of this system. Excuse me. Fortunately, California's already building now. It's called Launchpad. It'll be starting to work. It's starting to work amazingly well. So we're on the right track there, but I would love to hear about other data collection and presentation systems that are similar. And thank you for listening to me. Now I want to listen to you. What are your ideas?